Hi, I'm Daphne Caine, one of the candidates for the Garth constituency, and here are my responses to the Isle of Man Chamber of Commerce think tank questions to election candidates. First of all, question one, the issues of recruitment, retention, people having the right skills for business. Well, recruiting island-based school leavers, the ones who want to go into business, more liaison between the Department for Enterprise and the education system is necessary, and there's a lot of that work already ongoing. I think through the Department for Enterprise agencies, I think the executive agencies are completely the way to go forward. I think they are fully aware of all the responses that the Chamber of Commerce questionnaire threw up, and I think we need more work to ensure that school leavers do have the relevant and right skills to go into business if that is their choice. In terms of on-island staff and upskilling the workforce, again, there's a lot of effort being put into identifying exactly what skills are needed and tailoring the available courses to enable people to reskill, and particularly change of career for older people in their 50s and 60s who want to a change of career and for the next phase of their career. That needs to be understood, and ongoing work to ensure that that happens and is available to people. Question two, the regulatory burden. Well, I'm somebody who thinks that government seriously needs to ensure that all the regulators are separate from government, not embedded in the department. The GSC and the FSA, for instance, work very well. They are separate. Government needs to set the regulatory framework and then have separate regulators who are able to enforce the regulatory regime. And in terms of the burden on some businesses being more extreme than others, obviously we're operating in an international business centre. We need to ensure that we are competitive, but also open for business in a fair and transparent way. Question three, the government who listens. Well, my door is always open. I've been really happy to talk to a wide range of businesses. Obviously, the sector that I've been political lead for has been digital, so I've had more involvement with that sector. And yes, we do need to support more innovation. Innovation has risk, and this government particularly has been very risk averse, and I think we need to encourage innovation and acknowledge and accept that there will be an element of risk. I'm not talking millions, 26 millions, such as the film industry, that kind of risk. I think we need to have a small amount of risk and an appetite to enable more innovation to take place. And in terms of a long-term solution and strategies, I am awaiting with anticipation the KPMG tax and economic strategy. Why would we come up with everything when we've got specialists around the world examining the Isle of Man in its particular position? So I think that yes, that will determine the options for the long-term solutions and strategies, and meanwhile we need to focus on the issues and the barriers for business that we currently have on the Isle of Man. Question four, businesses disagreeing that there will be long-term financial support to recover from the effects of COVID-19. We need to keep talking to all businesses, keep listening to all businesses and tailoring the support. The feedback that I've had is that it has been fair and open, and I'm aware that there are some hospitality businesses with ongoing concerns needing that support, but I think that is reducing, especially we've seen with both staycation market on island and from the UK. But I'm really happy to speak to any business if elected and continue to be that bridge between what government can provide and what is fair across all sectors. Question five, what part would I take if elected to ensure economic opportunities like Brexit can be utilised? Well, that again, that crosses more sectors than those in agriculture and food. We need to make sure that the Isle of Man is at those discussions in Westminster, like the Chief Minister has just been engaged in, to say that those other markets, when they're opened up to us, that we can have access to them. And I also think that we need to keep building bridges with CPA and the European markets, because they would benefit from the markets that open up to the Isle of Man. I think it's got a long way to go. I think there's still a lot of resentment on both sides over Brexit and how it happened, and protecting obviously the European Union. But we are our own nation. We need to open up, keep up the conversations, and at least make sure that the Isle of Man is on the table when those negotiations are being discussed. How do I propose to support and enthuse businesses to become more climate friendly, sustainable approach? I think the biosphere should be at the centre of everything we do. That is the way to a sustainable future. We want businesses to be able to access the grants and for everybody in public, the domestic side and also the business side, to have a just transition to enable them to become more efficient, energy efficient, and other measures. I don't think it's going to happen without some sort of government support, and I hope that that will come soon in the next administration to enable more people, more businesses, more buildings to become energy efficient. And government needs to lead the way on this as well. Where are the solar panels on new builds? And also in terms of heating systems becoming more renewable energy access, there's a whole wealth of things that we can do. And equally, I think it comes down to planning, supporting business, brownfield redevelopment, and enabling biodiversity net gain. Having one eye always on the environment is always going to make the Isle of Man a better place to live and work, so is absolutely critical in terms of supporting business and enabling a just green transition. Question 8, what actions would I take to ensure the island maintains a diverse economy, attracts new talent, and ensures they're relevant sectors for government? Well, having been involved with digital, I think there's a huge amount of opportunity there. Locate strategy and the talent portal that was set up had enormous interest from people looking to relocate or return to the Isle of Man. There's the NI holiday scheme for returning and for new residents coming for new jobs. We need to watch all these schemes. We need to establish how effective they are. We need to make sure that it's fair across the board. And most of all, we need to make the Isle of Man a vibrant, such an amazing, brilliant place to be, that people are attracted in their own right, and then the diversification and the opportunities both in the creative sector and the more traditional finance sectors. We want to have more people working in all of those for the benefit of the Isle of Man, our economy, and having the income that's driving our economy to be able to support all the other services that we need to provide. Thank you.